Hey everyone, so we got some spinach here. I am just prepping some lunch that I will make for myself for the next 3 days. This is fresh from our garden. I'm just going to kind of roll it and slice it somewhat thin. It's not really that thin, but that's okay. So what we're making is some pasta salad. It's going to be like a chicken pesto pasta salad, but I'm doing a cheat. I am using a jar sauce. So we got Mr. Jamie Oliver. I didn't even know he had this. Not that I really follow him much anyway, but that's still kind of cool. So this is the jar sauce we'll be using for our pasta salad sauce. I do like making things from scratch. I do love it. But things like pesto, Nick doesn't like the flavor of pesto. So it's just me eating it. And just with the spinach, I'm just going to cut it a little bit more smaller. This is probably a good, I would say, 1.5 cups worth of spinach that we're going to be adding in. But yeah, Nick's not a fan of pesto flavors. And for me to get all of the ingredients to then only use a small amount of all of the ingredients to make a small batch for myself, it's just not worth it price-wise, unfortunately. In my bowl here, I've got half of a red onion. So now I'm going to add in our spinach. Like I said, probably a decent 1.5 cups worth of spinach. Probably even 2 cups maybe. I'm not too sure. But I just roughly chop that up. So just that in itself is already so beautiful. This is the pasta I'll be using. We just already have an open bag of pasta, and it does have the different colors. I believe the green is like a spinach. The orange is, I don't even know, to be honest. So yeah, you got your regular pasta, your tomato flavored pasta, and your spinach flavored pasta. So it's made from tomato powder and spinach powder. So that's going to be this pasta we're using today. I do have a chicken breast here, which is now cooled down. I just boiled it for about 15 or so minutes, and I'm just going to shred it and add some to this bowl. I don't know if I'm going to add all of it. I'm just making this salad enough for 3 days for myself. So I've got some Parmesan cheese as well. So about 1/2 cup of the shredded Parmesan cheese is in the bowl. Lemon from my mum's garden. I'm just going to be taking a cheek of it, just because I want a little bit of that freshness. And I'll squeeze that in the bowl. So I just squeezed in maybe about 3 tablespoons worth of lemon juice. Another thing I do want to quickly mention about Jamie's pesto is I did compare the sugar intake with his compared to a couple other random jars in a store, and he did have the least amount. All of them are low in sugar, but this one was the least, which is 1.2 grams per serving, and serving is 47.5 grams. And to be completely honest, I don't know how much to add, so we're just going to go for 1/4 of this jar, and we'll see how that goes. This is probably, that's more about 1/3 of the jar actually. There we go. We'll just do 1/3 of the jar, mix it around and see how it goes. If I feel like it needs more, we can just add more. Because it's always easier to add, not so easy to take it away. The smell is absolutely incredible. Like I said, I would love to make my own pesto from scratch. I just don't find it worth it. I would love to, when I start canning, to make pesto. And just even to try and find jars like half this size, or even that size, I guess. So I can make a whole batch of homemade fresh pesto and can it, and then just have it on the shelf for when I do feel like some pesto. I just feel like it needs a little liquid, so I'm going to add just about a tablespoon of olive oil. Just to help lubricate it a little bit, because it just does seem a little dry and not spready around-y much, if that makes any sense. Alright, so I've just drained the pasta, straight away adding it to here. So then I might change my spoon. So then the heat's just going to help to soften that spinach and the onion a little bit, just so it doesn't have that real fresh, crisp bite. You can definitely cool your pasta down first if you do want that really fresh, crisp bite. But for me, I like it. One, I like my pasta salads warm. Obviously, it's going to be delicious cold too. The next couple of nights, well, days for lunches. I definitely love it cold as well, which that's just how I'm going to have it for the next couple of days. But for today, while I'm making it nice and fresh, I would like it warm. Alright, I am so excited for this. Pesto is a flavour I love, but I don't really like crave it often. If I have too much of it, then I won't have it for ages. But it's been so long since I last had it. So a little bit of everything there, a couple of bits of the pasta, chicken, onion, spinach. And again, the picture that I did see on Pinterest that like kind of gave me the idea, the inspiration I suppose for this, they had cherry tomatoes. You can see cherry tomatoes all throughout it. I don't like cherry tomatoes. If you like cherry tomatoes, definitely add it. Same, if you don't like red onion or don't like spinach, don't add it. It's so flexible. But I suppose if you don't like pesto, then maybe not make it. Just kind of like Nick, he doesn't like the pesto flavour, so he's not eating it. But I'm so excited. Wow. I love it. Absolutely love it. I wish you liked pesto so I could make it from scratch. I have made it from scratch before, but like I said, once I buy like all of the ingredients, and even buy like the smallest packet of pine nuts and the smallest punnet of basil, because I don't have any fresh basil growing. Well, it's kind of dying. Like it's in the ground or in the pot. I think it's dying, it's struggling. I definitely do not have enough to harvest to make a pesto, unfortunately. But once I do buy those ingredients, it's just not worth it for the amount of pesto I do make to how little I need just for myself, and then it just goes to waste. But like jar stuff is still so good. I just like the funness of making things from scratch myself personally, but this is delicious. I have to be honest, probably the best pesto, jar pesto I've had. Alright, so that's all for today's video. Please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Subscribe down below so you don't miss out on my future videos. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!